This episode is sponsored by Fantasy Flight Games.
If an outside observer had long ago looked to the species of the galaxy and been asked to predict which amongst their countless number would rise to a place of prominence, it is unlikely the Hacan would have been their choice. A race of feline, nomadic merchants, the Hacan had spread across the 3 desert planets of their home system, Emirates, Camdorn, and Hacant, but each world was a harsh and barren place. The searing light of their sun, Kenara, made permanent settlement impossible. No oasis of water and growth could survive the changing of the seasons, and even the most verdant spring was eventually burned away, melting beneath the yellow haze of endless deserts. To survive, the Hacan eschewed the glamorous fixed cities so prevalent among the other species of the galaxy in favor of vast roaming communities. Aboard enormous dust sleds, hundreds of thousands of Hacan roamed the deserts of their worlds, fantastic caravans of wealth and trade that slowly followed the shifting climate. When the borders of the Great Lazak's Empire finally reached the punishing rays of Kenara, and the 3 worlds of the Hacan were annexed into its borders, the emperor of that era might have thought his newest vassal was doomed to remain a backwards and impoverished place. History, however, has shown otherwise. While the Lazak's empire has since crumbled into dust, the Hacan endure. On Emirates, Camdorn, and Hacant, little has changed. Dust sleds still roam the dunes, which despite centuries of progress are still pulled by herds of Turan beasts, whose skins absorb moisture from the air itself. Life within remains slow and serene, with little indication of outside influence. But in orbit, the situation is vastly different. Surrounding the Hacan homeworlds is a monumental labyrinth of infrastructure, heavy industry, and commercial networks. Entire cities of interconnected space stations bustle with not only millions of Hacan, but also the innumerable species of the former Lazak's empire. Half the wealth of the galaxy now flows through the great port stations, warehouses, logistics centers, maintenance bays, entertainment sectors, and all manner of financial districts that make Kenara the center of interstellar trade. From its innumerable anchorages, fleets of titanic commercial guild ships set course for distant corners of the galaxy. Even in the most remote star systems, Hacan trade routes can be found. They have no shortage of partners and customers, as few can resist the allure of Hacan luxuries that have become famous in every city, station, and port of call. To link the wealth and heritage of the Hacan to the galaxy beyond, a new city has emerged on Emirates. It is the only city on any Hacan world that matches the pace of life in orbit, and the only one located in a fixed point on the planet's surface. Beneath a shadowy veil near the northern pole lies the city of Hacan. It has a comparatively cool climate and serves as a convenient entry point for foreign visitors, but both its bustling atmosphere and colder temperatures make it widely hated among the Hacan themselves. Instead, it is trading corporations, freelancers, and opportunists from across the galaxy that can be found here, seeking access to the luxury goods found in the deserts beyond. It is these luxury goods that have transformed the Hacan from destitute wanderers to the masters of interstellar commerce. While their worlds lacked the abundant mineral wealth or breathtaking natural vistas common to the other capitals of the galaxy, they were not entirely empty. With patience, talent, and careful craftsmanship, astonishing things could be grown beneath Kenara's harsh light, or dug from below the deep sands of their desert worlds. The ascent of the Hacan into the Lazak's empire brought them into contact with the wider galaxy, which soon became enamored with their exotic wares. The intoxicating gur root, cloth spun from starflowers that bloomed only on Kenara's equinox, Sfahat aphrodisiacs, bizarre liquors, every manner of Hacan medicine or forbidden drug became symbols of status and power. This insatiable off-worlder lust for the wonders of Kenara made the Hacan grow rich and prosperous. Their nomadic lifestyle had given them a natural affinity towards trade and reciprocity, driving them to become one of the most powerful races within the Lazak's empire. For an age, they prospered in a galaxy fueled by wealth and commerce. But as the centuries passed, the power of the emperors began to wane. More and more, the Lazak's throne relied on trade embargoes as a way to settle disputes, and more, the Hacan commercial fleet stood idle, their goods rotting away within their holds. When the armadas of the Federation of Sol mobilized to end the rule of the Emperor, the fleets of the Hacan were at their side. The collapse of the Lazak's empire and the extinction of its namesake threatened to destroy everything the Hacan had built. Every star system was consumed by war and chaos as each of the Lazak's subject races scavenged over the remains. The once dazzling trade fleets of the Hacan guilds found few safe harbors, as everywhere the galaxy spiraled into a terrible dark age. But the Hacan had always valued patience, and while the fires of the galaxy dimmed to embers, and ash fell upon the ruined glories of the Lazaks, the worlds of Kanara waited. In the absence of the Emperor, rule of the Hacan fell once again to one among their own. Aretz, Camdorn, and Hakant had each been home to rival trade guilds, clans, and emirates, and all had grown wealthy and powerful, raising private armies and fleets. To mediate disputes, every Hacan turned to the Quairon. Equal parts political leader, spiritual advisor, and financier, the Quairon is elected by a council of representatives drawn from every segment of Hacan society. It is this individual alone who speaks on behalf of the Hacan to the wider galaxy, and charts the course of industry, commerce, and war. As the fall of the Lazaks fades further into memory, and the dark years give way to a reinvigorated galaxy, an unprecedented era of opportunity and danger lies open to the Hacan. The great stellar routes of the galaxy are once again brimming with enormous convoys of trade ships, and while the throne of the Lazak's empire remains empty, many contenders are gathering their forces. The Emirates of the Hacan are among them, for the Quairon sees in the immediate future a chance for his people to again be at the center of a great empire of wealth and progress. This time, however, it will be an empire that they rule.
Thanks to Fantasy Flight Games for sponsoring this investigation into the Emirates of Hacan. In Twilight Imperium, you can lead the Emirates or one of 16 other civilizations to galactic supremacy, through diplomacy, commerce, or military might. Prophecy of Kings, out this Friday, November 27th, takes the game even further, with 7 additional civilizations and a ton of new star systems, leaders, armies, and more. For more information on Twilight Imperium or Prophecy of Kings, check out the link in the description.